I bombed my first job interview out of college. Not because I didn't know the answers, but because I pretended I did. The interviewer asked about a software I'd never used, and instead of saying, "I haven't worked with that, but here's how I'd approach it," I winged it. I used big words I didn't understand. I nodded like I was having a deep moment of recognition. I basically performed a one-man show called "I Definitely Know This." He saw through it in about 10 seconds. I didn't get the job. But here's what I learned later. The people who actually got hired? When they hit a question they didn't know, they smiled and said, "I don't know, but I'd love to find out." And somehow that made them seem more competent, not less. That's what we're exploring today. Why the smartest people in the room are usually the ones quickest to admit when they're lost. We have this weird cultural idea that expertise means having an opinion on everything. Like if you're smart, your brain is just this 24/7 news channel with commentary on every topic. But psychologists call this epistemic overconfidence, which is a fancy way of saying the less someone knows about a subject, the more certain they tend to sound about it. It's that guy at the party explaining blockchain to the actual blockchain engineer, or your aunt who watched one documentary and now has strong opinions about geopolitics. Real expertise actually looks quieter. It looks like someone saying, that's complex," or "I need to think about that," or the magic words, "I don't know." Because here's the thing. Saying, "I don't know," requires security. You have to be okay with the moment of discomfort where people might judge you. You have to trust that your value isn't tied to having an instant answer. That's actual confidence. The other stuff? That's just noise. There's a concept in education called productive failure. It's the idea that the moment you admit you don't know something is the exact moment your brain opens up to actually learning it. Think about it. When you fake knowledge, your brain goes into defense mode. You're not listening to absorb, you're listening to confirm whatever story you just made up. You're trapped in your own lie. But when you say, "I don't know," you create this little window of humility. And through that window, information can actually get in. I had a professor once who would stop lectures mid-sentence and say, "Wait, I just realized I explained that wrong. Let me try again." At first, we thought it was unprofessional. By the end of the semester, we trusted him more than any other teacher. Because we knew if he said something, he meant it. He wasn't performing intelligence, he was sharing it. Okay, real talk. We're all afraid that admitting ignorance makes us look stupid. But behavioral studies show the opposite happens. When someone admits they don't know something, we don't think less of them, we relax. We trust them more. Why? Because we know they're not bullshitting us. In a world where everyone is constantly curating their expertise on LinkedIn and Twitter, someone who says, "I'm not sure," is like a breath of fresh air. It's rare. It's human. And here's the strategic part. When you admit the limits of your knowledge, people believe you more when you do claim expertise. It's like a trust bank account. Every "I don't know" is a deposit. So when you later say, "I know this well," people believe the balance is real. This applies to leadership too. The best leaders I've worked with aren't the ones with instant answers. They're the ones who say, "I don't have enough information to decide yet." Because rushing to certainty is how expensive mistakes get made. Companies fail when CEOs pretend they understand markets they don't. Relationships break when people pretend they understand feelings they haven't actually listened to. Saying, "I don't know," is basically saying, "I respect this problem enough to not give it a lazy answer." That's maturity. That's wisdom. So, next time you're in a meeting or a conversation, or that awful moment when someone asks your opinion on a book you definitely didn't read, you have a choice. You can reach for the performance, or you can try the truth. "I don't know. Tell me more." It feels risky, but that's how you know it's working. If you made it this far, you're probably the kind of person who values curiosity over certainty. So stick around. We've got more to figure out together. See you in the next one.